Let's move on to Nintendo. I guess more rumors are heating up about the Switches that are coming later this year, the Switch redesigns.
Mm-hmm.
At Spencer G83 writes in, and he asks about the alleged Switch Mini coming midsummer. Will it replace the 3DS? Is the 3DS on its last legs?
Yeah.
Well, they must. Here's the thing, though. They keep coming out with these, different themed units.
Well, those are collector things for collectors.
Yeah.
That's not the console market. That's not them trying to get someone who's never owned one before.
Sure.
That's for someone who already owns one that loves Nintendo.
They definitely want the transition to happen soon. Switch has got that big digital marketplace, as we make fun of every week. And there's certainly no reason why they can't put out, different themed versions of Switches.
I think my daughter would prefer this.
Of this new Switch, rather.
Would enjoy the Switch more if it was a little bit smaller and easier for her to use portably.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about for a long time now that it makes sense for them to put out a smaller one that doesn't connect to the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Less pack
It can still connect to the TV.
Yeah, but let's make it cheap.
Old wire.
Nah, but let's just keep it cheap and have less processing in there. And just say it doesn't connect to the TV, and we'll have the premium one that does connect to the TV. But this is the one for the kids that may drop it once in a while. And
the problem with that is if the way that you're thinking is the premium one for you to have in your house, and then a smaller one for the kids. It doesn't quite work because you can't have digital games on more than one console in the Nintendo ecosystem, and your whole they have such a big digital store thing that you said 5 minutes ago argument.
Right.
Those two don't mesh up. Again, Nintendo's being Nintendo's gonna Nintendo.
Well, maybe they will sort that out.
Because if they sort that out, where you could have digital games on two consoles, within the same family or however they want to figure it out,
right?
Then there's a good chance that even that this house that I'm in could have two Nintendo Switches in it at some point.
I got a dumb question.
Sure.
Would Nintendo put out a version of the Switch that has no card slot?
I doubt it.
Digital
only?
I'm
going to say doubtful because a lot of their business probably still comes from that, younger market. And it's not the kids that I think would be hesitant to buy the digital.
I don't know. I think the parents don't know any better. I think parents don't know any better. And if they don't have to go to the store and can I don't think they care spending more money.
I think there's comfort in going to the store to spend the money.
I don't know. Parents are lazy.
I don't know either. I mean, times change. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't know.
Because we see Sony now trying to, they don't want to sell the cards in the store, the digital cards. They don't want to make that split with the retailers. They don't want to give the retailers anything. It's a way to solve that problem.
If Nintendo wants to go digital, then they need to make their digital ecosystem more user friendly. And right now, it isn't.
What if about putting out 50 games a week?
Yeah, and also, if you want parents and children to play together, then they need to be able to download the games on multiple consoles.
That makes sense, and that's it doesn't really cost them anything. Just fucking figure it out like everybody else has.
Exactly. Figure that out. It's not 1998 anymore.
Yeah, I think that could happen. I think you could see a small Switch doesn't connect to the TV and doesn't have a card slot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I could see it being something my daughter asks for her birthday. And she could possibly get that if it was something where I knew I could transfer our digital games over and still keep
What's the price point at what she would get that at?
That's a good question.
Is the Switch is still $300, right?
Yeah, it's like I guess if it was 2D or 3DS, 2DS priced, that would have to be under 200, and it wouldn't be a gift from just her parents. But maybe if it's what you really wanted most of all, then her parents and her grandparents would go in if it was like $199.99.
Okay,
it seems totally reasonable that they could put out something like that.
That would be the big combo family gift, and then maybe get a gift card from her aunt and uncles to get a game.
Tiny Switch, no dock. Controllers don't come off.
Mm-hmm. She could lay on her bed and play.
Yep. $199.99.
That's probably reasonable.
Does she have an iPad?
She has a hand-me-down iPad. Yes.
Okay.
She has a phone too.
Yeah, I think Nintendo would sell a lot of those for sure.
Yep.
I think that's the price where they want to be for sure.
Mm-hmm.